regular Thursday. So this is now been going on for about 2.5 years, 10, 11 years, something like this. And there's a reason why it has maintained, and it comes and it swells in its group, and it then goes down, then it comes and it goes on. It's like a wave. I see people. Sometimes we have a big wave, and sometimes we have a small wave. But the reason we have continued with this is to provide a consistency. But not just a consistency in your practice, that if you get off, and we do, life knocks us all over the place, that we can go somewhere where we can access something collectively that may help us make sense of what's happening in life. Yeah? Otherwise, we're all blind. We're all blind, stumbling through life, no idea what the hell's going on. No idea. And if anyone has, we can have a discussion about it. Right? But no one has. No one has. And we live in this assumption of minus, mine. Things are mine. The body is mine. The breath is mine. The thoughts are mine. The ego is mine. The religion is mine. And if we connect to that which is temporary, then we know it has a start, middle, and an end. And we fail to connect that which supports that which is temporary. We fail to connect to our essence. So, why have we continued with this? One, to provide consistency. The other, to show that there is a process of human evolution that takes place. And people who have been coming here for the last 10, 12 years are living testimonies. Every finding meaning in what happens, what is. Finding some truth in themselves. Meaning in what happens, what is. Finding some truth in themselves. And this process is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be like Moses and the bush thing. Right? It's not like that. This doesn't happen like that. We need safety. We need some support mechanism. So you will find in any authentic tradition, indigenous or Eastern in particular, you have the teacher, you have the teachings, and most importantly, you have the Sangha, the group. Those that can make sense of where you are, or just listen, because they too are going through their ego transcendence. They too are evolving. And unless we have wisdom traditions that can tell us what that process is, you will end up classified as some kind of a mental illness. Because reality that is constructed, maintained, and reinforced through religions, through the constant media propaganda, through just the rubbish that's propagated over and over again. Remember how many years oil has been running out? Do you really think that the earth will run out of food? Do you really think that? That we live in a universe where things are scarce? It's been going on for billions of years. That which is here today already had and already will have its nourishment for tomorrow in place already. That's the nature of existence. Your mother begins to produce the milk before you're born. Here's your proof. things are going to eat tomorrow, the food already exists. What you're going to eat, it already exists. The universe keeps providing. It's endless. It's abundant. That's the nature of the universe. But if we control the supply, then we control the market. So we shouldn't get into the fear that because the food supplies are getting impacted, that the world is going to run out of food. If we plan, if humanity and people plan now, then no one's going to run out of food. Got a bloody garden, have you? No one runs out of food. I remember some friends coming to me, once from South America, late at night. In the morning, the chap who woke up came to my kitchen, looked out the window and said, "Why are you growing grass for?" I've never left that. Why are you growing grass for? I couldn't find him a reason. Well, it's because my neighbor does it. That's when I realized they've suckered me. But what I'm saying is, the world, universe, is self-producing. But you have to give it the resources. You have to give it time. Here we are on this next ego trip that we're going to save the planet. Just think about that. That somehow humanity in its current state is going to save that which has existed for infinity. Can't be done. Trip, and the universe will take care of itself. That's where we need to come to. Not fix the world, fix ourselves. And not by going on these. So where am I going with this? I'm going with the important, whether it's with 5 people or whether it's with 500 people. That holding of that space allows others to be able to, one, learn from one another. Jaisi Sangat, Tasi Rangat. As is your environment, is your those who befriend the other's heart. Because if you befriend your heart, then everything's cool, right? If you befriend your belief system, so there is Sangat. Those that can sit together and do discourse, talk about anything and everything. And it's okay. No judgment. Learning. We're here to learn. We're here to open that space. And in opening that space, we learn. We evolve. Of that which is unchanging. That which is unchanging. Sat Sangat. That which is called Sad Sangat. That's where those people who are on the same path, the path of self-discovery. And you need 1 or 2 teachers in that group. Then there is Ku Sangat. Those who will take you away from yourself. Those who will disconnect you from you. And there are many ways we can do that. So the way it works is whatever group of people we're in has this resonance that affects us, whatever you're doing. If you're watching a particular TV show and you're all fearful, then energy is that resonance is that. And if I walk into that, it will impact me. And that's what happens. So in Sangat, we have that which allows this resonance to be open such that you discover what the essence of you are, simply through using your mind, heart, and the collective resonance, the collective energetic space of everyone else. And in Sangat, everything can be resolved. Everything can be resolved. And it's not democracy. There is no selection, there is no election. It is collective communal thought, that which benefits the whole. So in that decision making of how do we benefit, Sangat allows us to learn that there are different ways that we make decisions. There's a way that we make a decision that benefits just us. You'll find that. That's like regular decision making. Make a decision, it's going to benefit me. Then you get a little bit evolved, and then you benefit a decision, or you make a decision that benefits the whole space as best as you can, but you also benefited in that. Yeah. So it's really driven by your benefit. I don't want the world destroyed because I'm going to have a hard time. So I'm going to join this, or nuclear arms, or whatever. So again, you're involved in that benefit. So that's another kind of maturity. Then you mature a bit more. And then you come to this ultimate maturity in which the decision is that which benefits the whole without you. Without you. And it's a difficult decision to make. Always difficult. Always difficult. But shown in some traditions, certainly in the Sikh tradition, shown. So, Sangat is now the essential organic space that's needed everywhere. But to find it, you will find it extremely difficult. So, hence, we want to maintain this process, we want to maintain this openness, and continue to ensure that we can provide things like the ox herder and various other bits and bobs simply to open thinking, such that we learn that life isn't just living in these little cocoons of fear. There's much more to us. It's like the tiger cub that was brought up by the goats. And he used to live like a tiger, like a goat, walk around like a goat, eat grass every day, frolic around the goat. And even the goats weren't afraid of it. It wasn't afraid of the goats. Life was very goaty. Life was good. Until one day, an old tiger happened to be walking past, sees this young, virile tiger in the middle of the goats, and thinks, why aren't they afraid? Couldn't work it out. Looks at the tiger, and the tiger behaves like the goat as well. After many attempts, this old tiger grabs hold of that young tiger, drags it to a pond, and places the tiger before him so he can look at its reflection and puts his own reflection. And the tiger realizes, I'm not a goat. And in that moment, everything, everything about being a goat was forgotten. And that's like us. We haven't quite reached there yet. We're still in our goatiness. And Sangat allows us to see what is the capacity of what it means to be human. And I think we haven't even touched the surface so far. Anyway, shall we begin with our meditation? So, as ever, the consistency of our experience will determine what is real and what is unreal. So, when we go into the meditative space, the silence, the stillness are consistent and therefore affirm the nature of reality, unlike that which changes. So, eyes closed, mouth closed, back is straight and upright, shoulders slightly pulled back and not hunched. Important to give your body some time. And then if you move towards your neck and just slightly pull your chin in, it creates a stretch at the back of your neck slightly, but it also aligns the neck, the head, and the spine. And there are reasons to do this. Bringing your focus now to your posture. Notice how the body feels. And if you can't find a word to describe how it feels, rely on the experience of the feeling. It doesn't need to be described. Bringing your focus to the seat you're on, allowing it to hold you in place. And bring your focus to how well you're held in place. The fact that you can allow your body to soften a bit, to be held. And that you're solidly and firmly held in place. The ground beneath you supporting you, locating yourself. Notice there are sensations where the body makes contact with your chair or the seat. And we notice that these sensations appear exactly where the body makes contact with the chair. As you breathe in, you become aware of your hips. As you breathe out, then you become aware of your hips. As you breathe out, you become aware of your thighs. Of your feet. Bringing your focus back to your seat. Notice the back is straight, upright. And as you breathe in, bringing your focus up your lower back towards your middle back. From your middle back, gently moving to your shoulder blades. Moving up towards your shoulders. And then as you breathe out, moving your focus down towards your elbows. Remember, you're just scanning the body. You're not thinking about it, you're just scanning. And then from your elbows, gently moving towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. Noticing the fingers on your hands. Bringing our focus now towards the eyes. Notice that the eyes are closed, yet you have awareness of darkness. Thoughts. Notice the sensations accompanying the movement of the chest, if you can. And then moving your focus deeper into yourself. almost like you're in the center of yourself, holding your focus there, waiting. Waiting to discover how you're feeling in this moment. And as you wait, the vastness of this moment begins to increase. Simply being aware of yourself deep within your center. How do you feel in the moment of now? Is this moment enough? Is this moment peaceful? Is this moment missing something? And on your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Just listening. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to watch your breath. Allowing the breath to breathe by itself. Stay with the breath. Notice the breath coming in, notice the breath going out. When you find your focus has drifted from the breath, notice the distraction, come back. Using the breath like an anchor to hold your focus. Simply beginning to become present to the experience of your life. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. And the more closely you begin to watch your breath, the smoother your breath becomes. Begin to follow your breath towards the end, your out breath in particular. And you will notice that the breath moves until it stops, and there's a gap before the in-breath begins. See if you can get to that point. Stay with your breath, moving with your out breath all the way to the end. Notice how you're breathing now. How does the breath feel? Notice if the breath feels fast or it feels slow. If the breath feels long or if it feels short. Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel warm or does it feel cold? Bringing your focus to the sound of your breath as best as you can. And the more intently you listen to your breath, the more silence begins to become prevalent. Listening to your breath brings out silence. Does your in-breath make the same sound as your out-breath? On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Using the same intensity to follow the sound of the bell into the silence. Gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose and sitting with your breath. Notice the stillness, notice the silence. Still with your breath. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your body. And once again, notice the body. Notice if there's a dominant sensation. You're still in the same place you began. Sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. Awareness of your hips, awareness of your thighs. Gently moving down your legs towards your ankles. Being aware of your feet. and then the soles of your feet. Notice your back is still straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Eyes are still closed. Mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now, as the breath comes in, you begin to sense your body. Notice how you feel within yourself. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Bring some of that peace and silence back with you.